Hello, and welcome to McKernan School's virtual open house. My name is Scott Horton, and I'm the principal at McKernan. My staff and I are extremely excited to share with you all the wonderful things that make learning at McKernan such a fantastic experience for students. Our presentation today will take you through a variety of information about McKernan and about what it means to be a student here. We are a wonderful, dynamic place with a variety of things happening on a day-to-day basis. Joining me to present you with this information, you will find my two assistant principals, Francisco Gaviria and Robin Drews. They will help to walk you through some of the information this evening, if you're watching it during our live open house between 6 and 8 on March 10th, or at any time that you've decided to happen upon our open house and all of our information. If at any point you have any questions, if you are joining us for the live open house between 6 and 8 on March 10th, you're free to join any of our open rooms about our programs or our administration Q&A and ask your questions there. Or at any point, if they're at any time between now and the end of pre-enrollment or when you're looking at registering, feel free to give us a call at 780-435-4163 or by emailing at mckernan@epsb.ca. If at any point in the future you need more information, you can also join us at mckernan.epsb.ca and get some information there. So, who are we? Well, we are a kindergarten to grade 9 school, and if you're interested in information about the kindergarten to grade 6 programming, please feel free to go back to the landing page and enter into the elementary portion of our virtual open house. This presentation itself is more directed at the junior high part of our program, but it's important to understand our context. We have about 660 students in the elementary portion of our school. We have our English program as well as our French immersion program. The key elements of our English and French immersion at the elementary level is that the French immersion program, the entry is kindergarten or grade 1 without previous French immersion programming. And so if you have any questions about that, please feel free to contact the school or to jump into our elementary open house section. Our English program, there is entry at any grade level, and we are offering a kindergarten program for the 2021-2022 school year. For this presentation, the majority of the information that we'll be walking you through will be specific to our grades 7, 8, and 9 program, where we offer 5 different programs. And as you see on the slide in front of you, there are one class with each of the program. That's the English regular program, the late French immersion program, the French immersion program, the pre-advanced placement, and the Spanish bilingual. For the purposes of this presentation, we will be going into detail to a couple of our programs, but a lot of the information will pertain to any junior high student. It's important to note that our English regular program follows all other protocols or processes around registration and pre-enrollment, that if you're in a grade 6 class right now, that the English program is a continuation of any regular program. It's also important to note that our French immersion program primarily serves the students that come out of our French immersion elementary program, but there is potential, if we have space, for students to enter in any of the grade 7, 8, or 9 program, but it's important for you to either pre-enroll or reach out to us, and we will talk you through how it works and whether or not random selection might be an option or might be an opportunity. Also, our Spanish bilingual program primarily serves the students obviously serves the students that are coming out of a Spanish bilingual program at elementary level. Certainly in Edmonton Public Schools, that is Escuela Mill Creek, as well as Sweetgrass, and any of our other partners that are coming from other schools that have Spanish bilingual programs. There is no entry into grade 7 Spanish bilingual without previous experience in the Spanish bilingual program. The two programs that we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about in this presentation are the late French immersion program and the pre-advanced placement program, because those are the programs that are unique or that have entry at the grade 7 level, and there's some uniqueness to them that we want to walk through a little bit more in detail. Generally, at McKernan, we are the Mustangs, and so we wanted to talk a little bit about what it means to be a Mustang. And really, I will say that I'm new to McKernan, and I am extremely impressed with the students and obviously the staff that we have here, and I'm extremely proud of our staff. I can tell you through the pandemic this year and last, it's been an opportunity to see the innovative things that our staff are able to do and the resiliency within our students. But at Mustang, to be a Mustang, really we talk about the three elements of being a learner, a citizen, and a leader, and those are obviously primarily what we expect and what we know our students come to school wanting to exercise and wanting to demonstrate. And so our students are curious, they're passionate, they're resilient, and they're risk takers. And it's wonderful to see a variety of experiences or a variety of evidence that demonstrates this. Just a few examples of our leadership that we've seen from this year. We have students that have taken on developing some mental health toolkits to support our students. So all of our classrooms were provided with mental health toolkits for all students, as well as a variety of things looking at the supporting communities all over the world. There's a variety of different opportunities to be a leader as well as a positive citizen, both in the school and beyond. And then certainly, obviously, being a strong learner is what we are all about, and that's exercised through all of our programs. So I want to talk to you a little bit about about the Late French Immersion program. The Late French Immersion program is unique to McKernan. We are the only school in Edmonton Public that has the opportunity to enter into French immersion at the grade 7 level. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that because it is an extremely amazing program, but it's also a program that is really specific to a certain type of student. For a lot of students entering into French immersion, as I said at the beginning, the entry into a French immersion program is at the kindergarten or grade 1 level. And so you can't enter in without any previous French or French immersion experience into grade 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We offer the opportunity in grade 7 to enter into French immersion. And so if we think about all of the benefits of a French program or speaking 2 different languages or multiple languages, this is the opportunity to reevaluate whether or not that is something that you want to add into your programming. What I will say is it's a very extremely rigorous program that is a challenging program for students. So there's a couple of things about it. Prior to the registration in the program, so hopefully prior to April 15th or just after April 15th, we will want to have a conversation with students. And the reason that we want to have a conversation with students and families is because we want to help determine whether or not it is the right program for you and whether or not you believe that it's the right program for yourself. Our students, and I can give you an example of me, that I was sitting in our French immersion program. So by grade 9, we actually immerse our late French students with our French immersion students. And I can tell you I was in a presentation where students were doing a presentation, and I could not tell the difference between our late French students and our French immersion students that were coming from kindergarten. So between grade 7 and 9, students are learning and immersed in the language. At grade 7 level, they start out without not needing any French entering into the program. Certainly many of our students come from a regular program that has the grade 4, 5, and 6 French, but that's all that's required. There is no requirement of French being spoken at home or of anybody at home speaking French either. All we really need from the student is that obviously it's their choice, so that they're committed to it and that they're determined to carry on through the program, because it is a challenging program. You learn all of your core in French, and sometimes we have options in French as well. At the beginning of the program, there's lots of English that's spoken, and as you gradually move through the program, French becomes more and more prevalent. And then by the grade 8 level, it's important to note that you start really in an immersive experience, and then into grade 9 you are transitioned where we mix our late French and our early French students, and you're really in a French immersion program. Students that take the late French immersion program are eligible to enter into the high school French immersion, and then by that point they really are French immersion students and no longer with the moniker of the late French immersion. So it is a fantastic program. So really what we're looking for is students that are looking for a challenge, motivated to learn, want to learn, read, write, speak, and interact fluently in French, and that they plan on continuing through. I will say that if you're not planning on continuing through the French into the high school, there's not much point in taking the program because you'll get the 2-3 years of it, and then to exit out, it's not as crucial or not as maybe attractive for those students to go through. So that's the late French immersion program. If you have any questions, there is a session, a Q&A session about late French immersion, as well as in our full virtual open house program. There is a section of the site where you can see our students have put together a video that answers a whole bunch of questions, kind of the questions that they would have liked answered prior to coming into the program. So I think you'll find that most of your questions will be answered there. And then feel free to drop into our question and answer room with our teacher and some of the other teachers within the program itself, and they can answer any specific questions that you have. The other program that has entry into, or the other alternative program that we have here at McKernan that has entry at the grade 7 level, is the pre-advanced placement program. And so the pre-advanced placement program, again, is for students that are looking for a rigorous program that is intended for students that are looking for a challenge. There's a couple things I'll note about the pre-AP. You may have heard that the pre-advanced placement program is the name will be changing over the next couple of years. So it's important to note that the pre-advanced placement, students who start in the pre-advanced placement this year, or coming next year, sorry, so 2021, 2022, will be by 2022, 2023, will be in a different program. Now it'll be essentially a similar program that'll be, again, really following the same kind of program ideas as far as providing students with rigor and challenging learning opportunities, but it will be called something different. And so if you have any questions about that, feel free to pop in and ask us some questions about that piece. So what are the benefits of the pre-advanced placement program? Well, really it's developing that academic skill in a challenging learning environment. The pre-advanced placement is intended to provide students with the opportunity to delve deeper into their learning, and the foundational pieces of learning, so the foundational concepts that students learn, or the foundational parts of the concepts, students learn at a quicker pace, and then it allows them to go deeper into some independent inquiry, as well as really getting deeper into the learning and transferring that learning into different contexts and new and novel areas. So it requires that students demonstrate personal responsibility and diligence, as well as self-discipline. If we're thinking about future planning, it's important for students to consider that really what this is intended to plan for, or intended to prepare you for, is a continued program of academic challenge, or as we call it in the high school, the advanced placement program or the international baccalaureate program. So those are kind of the pieces that you're looking for, is kind of that challenge piece. So students engage in a variety of different activities, and again, we have our question and answer session that you can ask our teacher, one of our teachers or a couple of our teachers, some questions about that, and also maybe some students. So what are we looking for with students? We obviously need students that can handle a more rigorous coursework, that they will improve their work and study habits over the course of the learning, and that they're looking for opportunities for enrichment or for enriched learning experiences. So again, what we're trying to do in the program is to extend the curriculum and create a high-level engagement opportunity that is project-based and cross-curricular, so that they have opportunities to kind of mix their learning from different subjects together. So you can read again kind of what they're looking for, or what students might be looking for, or you as a family might be looking for, but really it's embracing that problematic situations, creating that resilient learner, as well as somebody who can persevere through challenging academic environments or challenging academic tasks. And they will experience a variety of opportunities in terms of independent as well as collaborative. So, what type of learner are we looking for? Really, we're looking for somebody who demonstrates exemplary citizenship through positive and responsible behavior, strong work ethic, able to work collaboratively with others, and are highly motivated. They are able to work outside of their comfort zone, they're open to challenges, and they're outside of the box type of thinker. So we really want that student that is willing to take risks, that's willing to jump out of their comfort zone and really challenge themselves, and that isn't necessarily afraid of those sequential kind of challenges and failures along the way to get to the ultimate success in the end. So really what we're looking for is we need students that are highly successful in their current program, passionate about learning, and really looking at a way to challenge themselves moving forward. One of the ways that we provide, or that we have provided in the past, that extended learning opportunity is by partnering with community. We have the benefit of being in proximity close to the university, and so what we try to do is reach out as best we can to create those partnerships, both through our parent community as well as through the community around us, to provide us with the ways that allow us to connect beyond. With either of those two programs that we're talking about, or really with any of the information that you're looking for as far as getting more information, but specifically with the programs, the Late French and the Pre-Advanced Placement, we are looking for some more information beyond just the registration pre-enrollment. So we do recommend that you go to mckernan.epsb.ca to get the information. There's information both on the front page as well as in the programs page. There's an expression of interest form that we ask you to fill out, but if you want some more information, feel free to go to that or through the virtual open house. There's also information on each of the pages, and through those pages you can see both the benefits that we run through and as well as the goals of the program. And then we also ask you that there is an expression of interest form that we're asking people to fill out. We will contact you as soon as you put in there that you're interested in getting the student inventories for pre-advanced placement, or having the phone interview for Late French immersion. We will connect with you once you've completed that form. Process is pretty easy. Register on School Zone, select either pre-AP or the Late French immersion, this one specifically for pre-advanced placement, and then we will contact you after that. So that's my part. I want to thank you very much for your time, and I will turn it now over to Robin Drews, one of our assistant principals, to walk you through some of the specific elements of what it means to be a student at McKernan.
Welcome, families and students. Thank you for taking some time out to take a look at what McKernan is, what we offer, and what we're about. My name is Francisco Gaviria. I am one of the assistant principals here at McKernan. Again, thank you for joining us. We really wish we would have been able to see a lot of the faces in our hallways and our gym, our classrooms, but we're hoping to provide you a lot of information about our school to help you make your decisions in terms of what your 2021-22 school year will look like. The first part that I did want to talk with you about was getting to McKernan. So if you know where we are, then you'll know that we are quite accessible to ride your bike, to taking the ETS. If you happen to be lucky enough that you have chauffeurs, or maybe they also go by another name called parents, then we've got an easy drop-off spot for them as well. So really, we're in a very convenient location. If you are walking to school, then we are in prime time location as well for you, and you can always thank the legs for supporting you. When we look at an aerial view of our school, we've actually got a huge bike lock area for students. So the letter B on your screen is an enclosed cage area for students to ride their bike and to park it. We do close our gates during school hours and after hours, so there's no need to worry about people having access to the bikes. If you look at the red lettering below, that's the LRT. Again, we've got numerous students that take the train, take the bus. The LRT station is right across from us. The beauty of this is that a lot of our students who take the train do not have to cross 114th Street at all. All they do is they come off the platform. There is a pathway that goes underneath the road and comes right back up, and it walks students right to our front door. So in terms of safety, in terms of convenience, that's a wonderful thing to have. And the letter P is for parent drop-off. So a lot of our parents in the morning will be coming down 76th Ave, dropping their children off, and off they go. So again, we're quite accessible to a lot of the traffic near our school. When we start looking at registration for the 2021-22 year, really, if you've been able to get to our webpage, then you're off and running. And If you take a look at our webpage, there's two sections that we would like for you to focus on. The blue is for new student registration. So if you're brand new to Edmonton Public, that means you have not been in one of our schools this past year, then you are going to be doing the blue, the new student registration, which you'll find at the top of our webpage. If you are a current student in one of our Edmonton Public Schools or in McKernan, then you will click on, if you follow the red arrow, you'll see a current division students pre-enrollment, and that will take you to another link. Right at the very top, you'll see some links for us. When you're looking at the programs, just follow the red arrow and it will take you to more information about our programming. In terms of new students, so again, this is brand new to Edmonton Public. You have not been with us at all, and you could be starting in kindergarten, grade 1, grade 7, etc. You may have moved to the city or left another school division in Edmonton to switch over to Edmonton Public. When you do, you're going to notice that everything is done digitally. So one of the first things you'll notice is you have the student registration. It will have a bunch of the fields which are in yellow for you to fill out. As you go through the documentation, there will be some attachments which we'll have to add. Please make sure that you've got all the necessary documentation ready. The nice thing about the information on the web pages is that it will walk you through step by step. If you are a current student with Edmonton Public or at McKernan and you click on the link, it will take you to this page. You'll see a red circle which says pre-enroll in school zone. So from March 8th to from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. on April 15th, you will be able to pre-enroll yourself at one of our division schools or here at McKernan. So what we would ask is that when you click on here, if you're not familiar with School Zone, don't worry, it will walk you through the next steps. Parents do have to log into School Zone under their account to register for next year. So the beauty of how this is all set up is that it is really user friendly. It will walk you through the steps, it will tell you what you need, etc. If you are inquiring in terms of the attendance area for McKernan, you will notice that again, when you click on finding or choosing your school, there's an interactive map that you can choose. You can type in your address and you can actually see the school that is attached to your address. McKernan does have an attendance area, and so if you're looking, do you fall within that attendance area, you can either type in your address by going to epsb.ca, or you can use the interactive map and it'll give you a list of the schools as well as where you are in the city in relation to our school itself. And for those of you looking for information about random selection, a lot of times when we go to random selection, it is for our earlier grades, French kindergarten, French grade 1. We have not had to go to random selection for a long time in junior high, but it all depends on the interest that parents are showing in our programs. So if you wanted some more information, again, you'll go to our webpage. Random selection and enrollment limits will guide you through information. If you're looking at numerous schools in Edmonton Public, and some of them are talking about level schools or random selection, lottery schools, you'll be able to find all of that information here. So we thank you for taking some time again to select the schools, look at what we offer, kind of get to know a little bit about the family vibe that we have at McKernan. Please know that at any point you can reach out to us at mckernan@epsb.ca if you have any questions or comments. There's never a bad question, so please just make sure you get a hold of us, watch your deadlines, and we are very excited to see a lot of our new students and our current students that are returning. Thank you once again.
Hi, I'm Robin Drews. I'm one of the assistant principals at McKernan School. I'm going to talk to you today about what life is like as a junior high student at McKernan. So the first thing is what a daily schedule looks like for a student. So generally speaking, we run a 6 to 7 period day Right now we're running 4 classes in the morning, 3 classes in the afternoon. They're approximately 40 to 50 minute classes. Usually the average is about 48 minutes. Our weekly schedule runs Monday to Friday, so we don't use a day 1 or 2 rotation. It makes it easier for students to remember their timetable day to day so they can be ready. Junior high students at McKernan School will be assigned an individual locker where you can keep all your personal things, your coat, your backpack, and books that you don't need for that day. Next, I want to just show you an example of what a timetable could look like. So currently we have classes beginning at approximately 8:20 to 8:30. We have lunchtime that runs from 11:25 to 12:20. Our classes typically end between 3 o'clock and 3:10 in the afternoon. And this is just a general outline of a current timetable, knowing that in our coming up year that could look just a little bit different. Okay, lunchtime at McKernan. We encourage students to bring your own lunch to school. Nutrition is really important as we feed our bodies for learning. In a typical year, we will have microwaves available for students to do heat ups. They're scattered around the hallways upstairs and around any place where students are allowed to eat. This year, because of COVID restrictions, we've had to close our campus. So currently our students remain on campus and eat their lunch in their classroom. We're hoping that next year we can open up our campus, which would mean that students are allowed to eat in the hallways, eat in certain rooms. And most exciting is that we're having a renovation done in our student gathering area down here on the main floor, where we're really hopeful that our junior high kids will be able to gather and hang out with their friends and eat their lunch and have some downtime in the middle of the day. So this is really interesting, and a big interesting change for grade 7 is that we have something called complementary programming. They're often called options. In a typical year, we have a few full year options, including art, drama, band, and leadership. And then we have some half year options, including the fine arts, art and drama, and then our CTF complement of courses, including construction, media communication, leadership, environmental outdoor education, fashion and sewing, and food studies. These could be subject to some changes. Basically, we offer them on student interest. At McKernan School, in a regular school year where we're running without COVID restrictions, we have a number of clubs. Clubs are often based on student interest. So if students are interested in something in particular, as long as they have a teacher sponsor, they are welcome to put forth the idea of running a club. But in the past, we've had an anime club, a drama club, a guitar club, our GSA, and a fiesta club. We also have a wonderful athletic program here at McKernan. If you're interested in soccer, tryouts happen very early in the school year. Then we have volleyball, badminton, cricket, basketball. We have junior and senior teams, and we tend to be quite competitive in the city, so it's pretty exciting. We really encourage all junior high students to participate, get involved in teams, get involved in clubs, meet lots of new people. We know that kids that are involved in things at school enjoy school, stick with school, and it's the most successful experience they can have. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you out at McKernan School in the fall. Thank you.